It's been already a few months since I took the delivery of my BMW G99 M5 Touring. Mine because I have to give back the car in a year back to BMW, but still this was built to the spec that I have spec. Anyway, I think it's a good time to give you my impressions after a few months of ownership or driving it, what I think about it, and also all the upgrades that we have installed since. We have Recaro Xenon 1 child seat for my son. We have also Redtiger F17Elite Dash Cam, and we have also the full treatment by Geon with the front PPF. But first, more importantly, the spec. As mentioned, it is spec'd in Borusan Turkish blue color. And you know where the color comes from? It is from Borusan Automotive Motorsport race team. The motorsport team from Turkey that is racing in GT World Challenge, in GT4 Championship. The team is existing from 2008. Proper motorsport sounds. So almost for 20 years by now. And this is their house color. And the coolest feature about it is that every race car is actually painted. It is not wrapped like most of the cars. All the parts are actually painted. And it's also the first time that BMW M has taken motorsport color from a team and put it in their BMW individual color palette. So this is actually very, very cool. Also, familiar name, in case you're following my racing experience. Look at that. Gaps is also racing for Black Falcon, but it's not as cool as him racing the Ring Banana. Absolutely. So, yeah, quick look at this, how it's all matchy-matchy. I really, really love it. I mean, about the car, about GT4, we can tell you a bit more, but I'm racing already the same car for 2 years, although in NLS, so it's similar. Depending on the BOP, you're running between 450 up to 530 horsepower with limited aero, but still very, very fast. And I love how the color looks on the cars, in this case on the Evo pack. Alright, I'm not gonna be anymore in the way of the team because they have to prepare the cars for the race weekend. So thank you very much, Borusan Automotive Motorsport, for the warm welcome and showing me where the color of my M5 Touring came from. And now let's go, yeah, let me tell you more what I think of my car and its model. We're back at Wokenhaven, my home base, and before I'm gonna tell you more about the car, I think it's also fair to highlight my experiences with the upgrades that I have done to the car. So first of all, the Geon PPF and most importantly, ceramic coating. As you can see, it's cloudy, it's raining, it has been raining, yet the car is very easy to clean. None of the dirt really sticks to it, so the ceramic coating does a fantastic job and makes it very easy to clean.
I heard ceramic coating, I had to come outside.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic job. Makes the life extremely easy. Also on the inside, one feature that everyone is spotting is that it has the matte PPF on the screen, so it does not leave fingerprints. And again, I actually haven't cleaned the inside. Have you cleaned the screen before?
No, I think I haven't done the inside on this car yet.
Yeah.
Since you got it, so...
Yeah, so this is actually then 2 months or almost 3 months. Shout out to Geon. We have, as mentioned, also Recaro Xenon 1 seat. All I can say is Marco, my son, if we go for a long trip, after 2.5 hours, we need to stop and wake him up to get him out of the seat because he just passes out in it instantly. Then again, I think most of the kids do that in the car, but he's very comfortable and that's very good. Then we have also Redtiger F17Elite Dash Cam, which is absolutely amazing. So it's a 3-camera setup. You have the outside view, you have the inside view, and you have also rear view camera, which is very convenient. So you can cycle through the cameras and you can see me. Woo! Yeah. And the coolest feature, aside from it being 4K camera, you also have full colored night vision. So in case you drive a lot at night and it's just epic, because most of the cameras actually go to infrared and have sort of like black and white view. But this one you have the full color range, and especially with the interior you can also make sure that in case you have an incident you can prove that you have not been on your mobile phone. So do not text and drive, kids, definitely. And then aside you have very rich menu where you can go through the camera footage. You can also take pictures. It has also voice control, so for example if I say picture, there you go, fantastic. And you can take pictures, you can go through settings, you can switch off sound record. So actually most of my videos have been without sound because I do lots of conversations in car, some confidential stuff, yeah, definitely. And yeah, it's nice when you're not necessarily always recorded, but anyway. And yeah, you can set up loop recording, the G sensor, fatigue reminder, also quite convenient, and many other more features. I'm super happy with it because it does what it needs to do. It gives me a peace of mind that in case something happens while I'm driving, or my wife with our kid in the car, or sometimes dogs, I know that we will be protected with important piece of evidence, because you might never know. We had already cases where someone crashed into us on public road, maybe accidentally, but could have been done deliberately for to have insurance claim, and etc, etc. And simply when people start finger pointing that you've done something wrong while you haven't, it's good to have evidence. Anyway, check out the link in the video description to get yourself a Redtiger F17 Elite. And now let me, before I'm gonna talk to you about the M5, you know what, let's compare it to the M3 Touring, my previous car. Big thank you to Nerds and Cars for providing his M3 Touring for this comparison review, because it's great to have two cars next to each other. Pretty much identical spec. The only difference, aside from the color of course, is that you have the normal GT seats and I had the bucket seats, and that's basically it. And of course for me the bucket seats of the M3 or of the G series are probably one of the best seats on the market. A lot of people do dislike them because they find them too rough. I personally find them too good, so it's a matter of taste. But let's go to the things and features that I liked or disliked too much, and find out whether I dislike the M5 or maybe just like the M3 Touring way too much and missing it. So let's start with the interior. We're not going to speak about the exterior other than maybe the trunk space. So although it's a touring and a wagon, it is kind of limited on space, I would say, if you really want to use it as a family car or a cargo car. Do you mind if I use your umbrella for reference?
Oh, that's Nathan's umbrella.
Oh, it's Nathan's. Oh no, stateside supercars. Yeah. So anyway, we have here, umbrella sticks out until here, so you cannot even stick the umbrella in there. In terms of the width, it can be on the outer side, but it will not go past the wheel arches, so that's a bit of an issue. When we check on the M5, I mean, I feel almost like Matt from Carwow, who uses his stick for reference. The umbrella fits in the length, so we can close the trunk definitely, and in the width you do not have wheel arches at all, so you can even put it there or whatever. This is, by the way, charging cable. You can take it out, of course, no problem. But lots of space, and diagonally we can have a comparison. So as a family car, especially when you have to deal with stroller, with child seats, etc., this was a bit limited. The other fact was the space on the rear. So you can actually see that, yeah, you cannot really fit an adult person behind. We've done many long distance trips with the M3 Touring and it worked out fine, but it's not as spacious as M5 is. It would be great if I could open the car. There we go, it's open. So it has much more space. We have another umbrella as well for reference. Here we can fit like 3 hands. basically. So much more space in here on the back seats for your backseat passengers, and also combined with the trunk space, this makes it a much more usable family car or a daily car. So this is what M5 Touring does for me, very good in terms of space, which is obvious. But then come the things that I do not necessarily enjoy as much on this car. So speaking of the interior, maybe we can actually park them a bit further away so I can have both doors open and jump between the cars. That would be fun. Yeah, let's do that. All right, quick movement. So now we can actually jump between the cars for a one-take review, you could say. So the center console, I in a way miss the stick because it gives you sort of a connection as a driver. So I do miss this M-Power stick, where you have now just a switch on the M5. But then come the real culprits that I miss, so to say. You know what this is? This is climate controls by touch. So you slide with your hand how much it is going to open or not open. Whereas on the M3, you just use your hands, like on a traditional manual switch. You open, you close, you have normal haptic feedback, and that works much nicer in my opinion. This is too overcomplicated for my feeling. The main issue then, in terms of infotainment, comes from the steering wheel. So I'll give you an example. We have the way to change the song. So have a closer look at the M3 Touring steering wheel of the G series. So press for next song, press for previous song, you can swipe in between, you have the volume buttons, and the same goes here. The main thing is that all the buttons are separated pretty much, or at least the upper ones are separated, this one also, they're all separated. When we go to the M5, that becomes a bit of a headache, because all the buttons are actually one single button. As you can see, there is nothing in between. So going back to the fact when you want to change a song, it's actually the wheel that you scroll to push right, but in reality you quite often end up pressing it down, scrolling it down, which engages the menu. So it's, yeah, not ideal, not completely happy. So the buttons here and the climate control function is, for me, yeah, I would say a downgrade over the M3 Touring, something that I missed, like the simplicity of it. But the space is a massive pro. You are going to hate me now, but you know what I really like about the M5 Touring? The fact that it is hybrid. And the reason behind it is the convenience. You can charge your car, of course, at home, but here I can charge my car at work, opposite from there. So in an hour and a half maybe, you have like 100 kilometers range, I think, electric, and I can drive home and back like for 2 days just electric. It's just convenience. And of course, there's a reason why the M5, either Touring or the normal one, is hybrid, because you can still fit a massive V8 underneath. You have lots of horsepower, but due to the lower emissions and fuel consumption, it is possible to have this car, and also makes it financially relevant to have such a car, because in certain markets, definitely in Netherlands, I think Belgium as well, because of the emissions, M5 is cheaper than the M3, Touring or not. So, and judging by the sales that BMW is doing with both cars, I mean, this was a massive power move compared to other manufacturers who decided to go downsizing and are now literally paying the price. So I think that is, in short, looks wise, I don't dislike it. Oh, nice, M2. I genuinely don't dislike it. I definitely do like the M3, but looks, I never like to speak about looks because it's really a matter of taste. But when it comes to functionality, again, this could be something for you to think about and decide. But if you're choosing between the two cars, I would say if you need the space, then this could be the downside, and this could be a deal breaker to have the space. If you need to have a car that can go full electric somewhere in the city, in the middle of the city, to access certain areas, or you need to have tax benefits or corporate social responsibility from your company, then this is the way to go. Whereas this is a fantastic overall, almost a family track tool, I would say. So yeah, I think that's when it comes to the two main differences between the cars. Everything else, I mean, if you are in the market for both cars and you want to think about them, you need to go and test drive. But for me, like I said, infotainment, controls, don't really like on the M5, but really like the space, and believe it or not, the EV ability. It's really nice, but in this is like overall weapon that I would really want to hop in and drive and enjoy, but could not take the whole family with me and friends, at least not for not too long. Although we had a fantastic trip to Denmark to get married. Anyway, I start getting sidetracked. So once again, thank you very much for stopping by. So we could include this in the tell people more about the differences. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I guess let's hop in for another drive with the M5 to actually speak about it, how it drives, and what's it all like. So let's go. Yeah, welcome back into the car. It's already getting dark. You can see maybe my reflection in the competence center. It's so sick. So let me talk you through the features that I really like and enjoy about the car, and the features that I really miss from the M3 Touring. It's going to be probably also a bit of a summary of what I've said so far, because in short, I mean, I definitely do like the car, the space, the extra space that it offers as a family car. I actually have bought a roof box because we're going on a long distance trip to Croatia in about 2 weeks time, in the mid-September. So hit me up for some chivapi. But when you have two dogs, which will occupy the full trunk space, and a kid and a wife and myself, you only basically have the passenger seat. That is the only place where you can store some luggage. Yeah, and then the roof box. Luckily, we have a lot of things in Croatia as well, so we don't have to go too crazy with the things we need to take. But still, yeah, so as mentioned, I enjoy the extra space, the functionality, and everything that you have from the infotainment is pretty much a carryover from the M3 Touring. I do miss a couple of physical buttons, and I like the location of certain buttons on M3 Touring more than I like on the M5 Touring or the M5 for itself. And the only thing that I don't like as much, for example, is the ride behavior, because let's be honest, the car has quite a footprint, quite a weight, but the car handles amazing, actually, considering the amount of weight that it has, close to 2.5 tons. I've driven an M5, the G series, on the Nürburgring recently. That video will maybe come out tomorrow or after. It was not a touring, and honestly, it was good. Of course, you feel the weight, but the way the car handles, it handles still better than cars that weigh maybe like a ton less even. So having said that, it's really not horrible. Just again, I do not think that this is a bad car. It's just that the M3 Touring was so good that I really miss it, and I automatically compared this to the M3 Touring. And for myself, like in terms of driving, the driving dynamics of M3 Touring were significantly better. Space was of course worse, but then also comes the usability and fuel economy. I mean, who's buying an M car for fuel economy? well, you're buying it for fun, you're willing to pay for it, but I mean, if you have to spend less time at the gas station and you can drive almost for free because you have like 70 kilometers of range, between 70 to 100, depends how you drive, uphill, downhill, full electric, and if you just charge it at home when you have solar panels, then you can have free rides basically. And again, considering the fact that this car is cheaper than M3 Touring in certain countries where it's based on the emissions, it's actually quite good. What else should I say? I think the main question is, which one would I choose now having had both cars? So since we already have a second car at home for the wife, and I can have a toy for myself, I would go for the M3 Touring. Like, so hopefully maybe next year I get to again spec something else. I would love an M3 CS Touring. I think if it just improves on what M3 Touring already delivers, that's the car for me. If I could only have one car at home in the fleet, based on space or budget or whatever, then I would go for the M5 because simply of the space. If I had to consider the tax situation and really, think about, I need to be more responsible or save more money or etc., then I think the M5 Touring would win as well. So I think both are amazing cars. It really comes down to what you prefer, what you find important in the car, and there is that. Alternatively, since we are very BMW oriented, I'm becoming the new Joe Achilles. Although I drive everything, but I mean, I'm racing BMW. 40% of the cars I'm driving on the Nürburgring are BMWs, and daily BMWs, and it's not bad. I'm loving it. So, having said that, I would actually really love to try X5M or X3M as a daily, because especially X3M, it's a bit more spacious. M3 Touring, significantly more spacious, and you have all the road clearance, etc., and it's quite nice. So maybe, I don't know. Let's see. But for now, I'm enjoying this. I'm looking forward to our trip to Croatia to see how the car functions as a long distance, although we already have driven to Poland with it, and it was quite nice. So yeah. The final thing, what I really like and enjoy about this particular car is that everyone else really loves it. When I'm driving it in Netherlands or any other countries that don't have much with cars, because in Netherlands it's a sin to own a flashy car, considered by the majorities, I get many more thumbs ups from people on the highway, on the streets, who see this car because they either like the car or the color or both. And this is kind of pleasing, when people approve or a car brings a smile to their face. So that in short, I'm enjoying the car. I do miss M3 Touring features, of course. I would like to have M3 CS Touring next. But overall, with everything, what I want to say to people, if you're looking for a car, of course, here you have some opinions when it comes to this car and what I like in comparison to both of them. But if you're in the market for a certain car, you need to go and test drive, because things that I find important, you might find absolutely irrelevant, or things that I find absolutely not important may mean a lot to you. So that's all there is to it. It's GT World Challenge weekend, obviously, but it's significantly more traffic than there is usually this time of the hour. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you soon. Bye bye.